Okay, Jesus said in Matthew 5:19, "Do and teach God's law." This is God's law number 22, Indentured Servants. Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Jim McCotter. Here's God's law number 22 from God's law book of Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy 15 verses 12 through 14. Quote, "If any of your people, Hebrew men or women, sell themselves to you and serve you 6 years, in the 7th year you must let them go free. And when you release them, do not send them away empty-handed. Supply them liberally from your flock, your threshing floor, and your wine presses. Give to them as the Lord your God has blessed you." End quote. First, realize this law has nothing to do with slavery or anything like slavery. This is a voluntary selling of oneself to be in full-time service to someone else to receive what they consider very good personal compensation, or they would not, quote, "sell themselves," end quote. Number 1, 6 years of guaranteed security provision. Number 2, they would receive food, clothing, housing, and any other necessities. Number 3, upon leaving, they would be provided with adequate assets to start their own business. They would now receive a liberal supply of sheep, food sustenance, and fermented and unfermented juices for drink. After 6 years, a person may not want his servant to leave him, but the Lord said in Deuteronomy 15:18, "Do not consider it a hardship to set your servant free, because their service to you these 6 years has been worth twice as much as that of a hired hand, and the Lord your God will bless you in everything you do." End quote. However, the servant may not want to leave. Deuteronomy 15:16 and 17 says, quote, "But if the servant says to you, 'I will not go out from you,' because he loves you and your household, since he is well off with you, then you shall take an awl and put it through his ear into the door, and he will be your servant for life, and you may do the same for your female servant." End quote. The vast majority of Americans today are in debt and living from paycheck to paycheck with no security and with no opportunity to ever have their own business. If our nation was following all God's law, and this law structure was in our society today, many people would probably take advantage of it and be much better off, and with opportunity to even have their own business. Actually, a form of this did exist in the time of early America and was the basis for America getting started so fast and so strong. The vast majority of Europeans that came to America in the 1st century came as indentured servants. They essentially sold themselves to be under masters who would then provide for their transportation to come to America as their indentured servants. They would often have to work for them up to 7 years. Working conditions for indentured servants were often harsh, and some died before completing their indentured servitude. Nonetheless, that's how the majority of early Americans were able to come to America. European indentured servants came to America by the thousands. They worked and eventually gained freedom and opportunity. Upon freedom, many would receive what was called, quote, "freedom dues," end quote. This could be clothes, food to sustain them for some time, and tools, and sometimes a plot of land. Indentured servitude was a good thing for many people and for America.